Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Kai, and today we're doing a relaxed AliExpress Temu haul. I have lots of fun goodies that I want to show off for you. Tons of stickers, some charms, just some general nail tools that I needed to stock back up on. I got some stamping plates, some 3D molds, and just all sorts of fun nail art supplies. Oh, and I also have this magnetic gel collection from the nail, the Sepia collection. I just have not had time to fit it into other hauls, so I figured I'd show this off as well. I checked my channel and it's actually been a while since I've done one of these. I thought I'd update you all on some of the things that I've been buying recently. So if that sounds good to you, please continue watching. Please consider subscribing if you like nail hauls, nail art tutorials, product reviews, and all of that fun sort of thing. But without too much more chit-chatting, let's get into the haul. First things first, because I know I might get some questions, a little tour of my nails. Yes, both hands are different because life of a content creator. On this hand, I have the Doughy Albe Builder, which I am actually really loving lately. This is in color number 2. And then on top of that is, I think it's VG58. I'll double check and put in the corner. But it's the silver glitter from the Vala Glam Rock collection that I recently hauled. Super pretty. I just wanted to do something short and simple. And then on this hand, I have been testing out Devok's new Quiet Core collection. So this is, I think it's brick red. Again, I'll put the info up in the corner. But these are my natural nails. I'm so proud of them, actually. I have been trying to grow this hand out at least. I can't with this hand because I change my nails so much, change my press-on so often for content. But this hand, we are au natural right now, except for my pinky. My pinky is builder gel because I slammed it against a wall and I broke it off. So this extension right now is builder, but the rest of them are my nails, and I'm so happy with how they're growing out. But this is about 2.5 weeks of wear at this point, and the chipping, by the way, is just because I have underneath the Jello peel-off base, so my edges are peeling off, but that's not to do with the colored polish and everything to do with the fact that it's just a peel-off base. Normally Jello lasts me like maybe a week. I'm really pushing it right now with the 2.5 week wear, so yeah. Those are my nails. But let's start with the boring stuff. So let's start with tools. Now all of these items I'm going to try to link in the description. They're either from AliExpress or from Temu. Unfortunately, some of them I did order like last month, so I'm not sure if they'll all be available still, but whatever links I can find, I will put in the description. But I just got a set of small spatulas, mostly because I recently picked up the Ungu nail powders from Sweetie Nail Supply. Brand new to Sweetie Nail Supply, but there are a bunch of different magnetic gel powders. And so I've been doing a lot of like mixing of powders. And so I just wanted some more spatula options to work with. So yeah, you get like a little flat spatula here, a combination scoop and flat spatula, and then 2 little scoops. Again, just really good for powders, for digging out some of those magnetic powders, or even like acrylic powder or glitter if you're doing the sugaring method. Just some standard tools that are nice to have. And then I picked me up some nail forms. So these are some extra long nail forms. I do have ones that are shorter. They're maybe like this long. I just wanted some extra long ones just in case, because when I do correct like a nail mistake like this one, I do like to use forms, just because unfortunately for me, my nail beds, they don't work super well with a lot of like Gel X tips. Just the way that they're shaped, my nail beds are super curved at the edges. I have a strong C curve, but like a flat middle. It's weird, I know. So yeah, when I do a nail correction, I tend to like to do a hard gel or builder gel extension on forms. Quick tip, I also actually like to take the center part of the form here and just stick that on like a nail polish bottle, and then all 3D sculpt characters on that. It keeps the character from sticking to the nail polish bottle, and then the nail polish bottle, the handle, the rounded part will give me a nice curve so that the charms that I make will curve to my nail. I got some new pointed end tweezers, some needle noses, because I have used up my other ones so much that unfortunately the ends bent. And I just thought these were a pretty color. They're like a nice periwinkle. But definitely I would recommend having a pair of needle nose tweezers in your kit Sometimes I'll even use these to sculpt with, just because they have like such a nice sharp point to them. And then I like the back end, this rubber part here, for smoothing out stickers when I place them on a nail. Now I ordered this, and this is a classic case of make sure you check the product description, because this is supposed to be like a clear nail palette, disposable one. If you saw my recent Mel Medarda set from Arcane, I had used this over my tablet to actually trace the outline of a portrait to just make the process easier. And I needed to pick up some more, but these are very small. I'm used to like the bigger ones that are about this big. Although actually, these small ones might be nice for that purpose, for character art specifically. These are just some extra brushes. I actually picked them up on recommendation from someone in my Discord. These are just bare brushes. So they're just standard sized brushes that should fit in the caps of most polish bottles. If for some reason your brush breaks out of the polish bottle, I've only had that happen once, and you can actually just screw the cap back on really tightly and it should reattach. But if you have a breakage, or even if you just want something to apply like a potted gel with per se, or maybe you just for some reason want a spare brush, she said these were really nice and soft, and they are. I can feel that, but it's very nice and soft. It has a good flexibility to it, and I like that it has the rounded edge. So yeah, I'm happy to just have some extra little nail art brushes in case I need them. Also, if you didn't know I have a Discord, I do, and it's a great place if you have questions, if you just want to connect with some other nail artists. I love that people are using it to ask questions, get recommendations, all that sort of good stuff. So I will leave that linked in the description if you would like to check it out. I also just picked up some cheap acrylic stands. Now, I picked these ones up specifically because they have a longer than normal handle, and I want to try using that. Sometimes I get fatigue, like hand fatigue, from holding like a smaller nail stand. I do really like the ones I have from the Devil Wears Press-Ons, because her stands are pretty big. They have like a nice big base, but they are on the shorter side as well. So I wanted to try these ones. Let me show you. It's like, here's a typical nail stand that you might find. And I like that extra height, and I want to see how it goes. I also got them in purple because I love purple. I am definitely a purple girly. And these ones are flat on top. These other ones are like a heart shape. I do prefer the flat ones. It's just, these are the ones that I found on AliExpress. So yeah, we'll see how I like them. And then I picked up some more glass swatches. These ones are in like a rounded bar shape. AliExpress is my favorite place to get these glass swatchers. I just think they have the most variety, and the price isn't usually too bad. They have improved their shipping. If you order the like 10-day guaranteed shipping, it gets here in 10 days. So I am really enjoying shopping from AliExpress right now. So yeah, I just got these nice glass bars. Speaking of stands, I just got another acrylic clear stand. I use these mostly when I'm doing like shorts content and I need a single nail stand for like a tutorial or maybe some sort of swatch video. I like these ones here, these clear acrylic ones, because if you're trying to swatch magnetic gels, the less metal involved possible, the better your results are going to be, so you don't accidentally influence your magnetic gel. So yeah, this is just, it's cheap. Honestly, it was like $1. I should find someone who makes some nice magnet-free acrylic stands and support a small business, but I have to look around. I'm kind of picky too. It needs to be clear so that the focus is on the nail tip and not necessarily the stand when I do content for PR purposes and things like that. So yeah, here's what this looks like. Again, it's just a little acrylic nail stand. Nothing too fancy, but I liked the shape of it. I don't have a shape like this. All right, and then these are kind of new to me. These are guides. So they're little silicone French guides. You're supposed to be able to use them in like dual forms and use them to help you guide your French design. But I've seen people use these specifically for making little nail stickers. So they'll paint on the surface, and because they're like a silicone material, you'll be able to cure your design and then peel it off and then stick it directly on the nail. So that's what I want to try to use these for. I'll have to read up on it, but yeah, that's what I got these for. I also got a magnet here. So this is one of those really small, super skinny magnets that is meant to do that like swirl technique that's really trending right now for cat eye gels. So I am going to actually show you all this when I pull out that cat eye gel set later on and do the swatches. But yeah, this is what it looks like. It's just a super skinny small magnet that you are supposed to be able to use to do very like precise pinpoint designs. All right, and then I went a little crazy with the jelly stampers, and I'll explain why. So I have been obsessed recently with the, I don't know if you've seen it. It's a tutorial where they take, I don't know, luxury brands. It's some sort of luxury branded stamping plate with Hello Kitty on it. And they take it and they stamp it on a nail and then chrome over it. It works best if you use like a specific like gel polish for stamping. And in order to do that, you do have to buff the surface of a stamper. So I picked up a couple more that I could experiment with, that I could buff the surface of. Actually, I think this one, let me see. Oh yeah, this one's different. This one is meant for rubbing in chrome. So it's just a nice angled silicone buffer. That's what this one is, that's right. I was like, I know I didn't buy 4 stampers for this. So I'm excited to try that. I had one before that I used and I liked using with chrome, but it broke. So hopefully this one lasts me a little bit longer. But yeah, here are my stampers. Ooh, okay. I don't love that. I got a square one here. And I guess, yeah, I guess it doesn't come with a cap. I actually hate that. So maybe I wouldn't recommend this one specifically. Because I don't like that it's out free floating, because that's gonna gather so much dust, so much cat hair because I have cats. But it does come with a scraper, so I guess that's nice. And I also got a round one here. Okay, this one, see, this one comes with a cap. I feel like if you are gonna pick up a jelly stamper, make sure it has a cap. Otherwise, you're gonna just get debris all over it, and it is fairly easy to clean with like a lint roller or tape. But if you don't want to deal with that, you don't have to deal with that if you have a cap. And then this one is just a smaller version of that last one, just a little mini jelly stamper. You've got the fully clear silicone end here, and then you have a slightly firmer cloudy silicone on this side. And this is for smaller designs. And speaking of stamping, I have 2 brand new stamping plates. This one is ginormous. I didn't realize how big it was when I ordered it. But it's a really pretty combination of like bamboo and birds and all sorts of like frames that I thought were really pretty. I love this sort of like traditional Chinese imagery. And so I really liked the stamping plate, like the look of it. And these are designs that I could hand paint for sure. It's just sometimes you want a shortcut. Sometimes you don't have time to hand paint everything. And then this one is the one I am most excited for because, as I mentioned, I've been obsessed with that Hello Kitty look. These are 2 Sanrio themed stamping plates, and I finally have the luxury Hello Kitty pattern. This one's quite small, actually. I would have liked it to be a little bit bigger, but I also really like this like checkerboard Hello Kitty pattern here. And then you've got the little paw prints I think are super cute. And then these ones that are just the Hello Kitty faces. This one here has Karomi and My Melody as well. Just some cute little designs. Oh, it has a Senna. I didn't even see the Senna. And this one's all Hello Kitty. So yeah, I'm excited to try these out at some point. So in addition to stamps, I also got a bunch of 3D nail molds. I'm a sucker for 3D nail molds. If you haven't seen, I did do a full guide on tips and tricks for using them because I think they're just so helpful and give nail artists so many options. So the first mold that I got is this set of wings here. It actually also comes with this really neat like filigree design, some swirls, but I got these wings because I want to do for Halloween for next week a Resident Evil 8 Village set of nails. And so I wanted to get the wings to represent Mother Miranda for one of the nails. So yeah, here's what it looks like. I love that it comes with some different sizes and some different shapes. I would have liked a case, but unfortunately these ones are all caseless. In keeping with the like 3D filigree designs, I got another set that's all just filigree designs. So these ones here. I want to do the really cool like rusted metal look, the wrought iron look, or even like the porcelain look. If you haven't checked out, I think it's Fairy Aura on Instagram. She does some really awesome like rusted metal looks that I think these would be super cool for. But yeah, it's just a 3-pack of a bunch of different designs. Ooh, that one's really intricate. Wow. I don't know how well you can see that. Hopefully you can. I also recently posted a vlog of my trip to Italy over the summer, and these ones are definitely going to be used for some like Italian Renaissance inspired sets. And then I got this one here. This is one of those flat like decal molds, but it's a lace design. And I thought this would just be a really nice staple to have. I love a good lace pattern, and this could be really good for making like a 5D lace sticker of your own that you can customize. It's not the most high quality mold, like you can tell the silicone here edges are really raw. They just pulled it right out of the mold that they used and didn't do any finishing touches, so it was kind of cheap. But hopefully it works well enough to get the job done. And then I did get that like cake frosting mold that's been really trendy. If you saw my video on my Valentine's Day cake nails earlier this year, I sculpted a bunch of whipped cream swirls by hand. And while I do really like doing things by hand and customizing them and making them exactly how I want, sometimes you're in a rush. Sometimes you just need to finish things quickly. And so I did get a mold for those instances, but I figured this would just be nice to have, speed up the process for some designs. And then this one here, it's like a candelabra set. This type of thing, I don't mind getting a mold for because I definitely would struggle trying to create something this intricate in 3D at least. Like I could paint it probably and maybe use like a thicker embossing gel or something to get a little bit of definition. But actually like doing a full 3D element like this is going to be really tough. So I like picking up molds like this for those purposes. And last but not least for the molds, I picked up this potion mold. And I mean, how cool is this one? And you get 2 sizes. This one especially looks so neat. It's gonna be hard to fill, I'll be honest, and get all these little details, the right colors. But I cannot wait to use this one. I love this kind of thing. Like anything like potion, magic related is definitely right up my alley. All right, and then because it's fall, I did pick up some extra colors of flocking powder. Now, I actually have a whole set of flocking powder. I got it from Amazon, and it comes with almost every rainbow color under the sun. I'll try to remember to link that as well. But I didn't have a lot of like neutral colors, and I'd actually purchased from this seller before. They're really nice, like muted pastels, and so I trusted them to do some more like really nice muted pastel colors. These are in very like autumnal fur tones so that I can do some cute little characters. Unfortunately, as you can see, this one busted open when it shipped. Quite frankly, scared to open it because I feel like this is just gonna go everywhere and make a huge mess. I did reach out to the seller, and initially they just told me kind of like put it into another container. I asked them if they could resend it. They said they couldn't. I didn't really push it too much because I think it was like $1.50 or something. But yeah, that is a bummer. There goes my gray. But these 2 colors I think will be perfect for some sweater looks, for some little creatures, some little fuzzy creatures. As you can see, this stuff is super fine. All right, now quite frankly, I do not need any more charms, but I did get some because I can't help it. You know, I like shiny, pretty things. To start with, I got some more small bows. If you saw my last AliExpress haul, Temu haul, I got a lot of like tiny metallic bows. And this time I wanted to pick up some small acrylic ones in some fun colors. First up are these little pastel ones. They're cute. They're not as curved as I would like them to be. Let me show you. They virtually have no curve, actually, now that I'm looking at them. Some of them almost looked like they had a curve, but yeah, these are going to be flat, so they're not going to curve to the nail. I do prefer the ones that curve to the nail, but again, they were cheaper. what can you expect, I suppose? I just wanted something tiny and dainty. Speaking of which, I got the same color scheme, just in a different style of bow. These ones are like the longer bows. Again, just small and dainty. I do like them, I just wish they had a curve to them, that way they fit better on the nail. But you can always file down the backside with like a sanding band to help curve it to your nail. And they're so small that, depending on the placement, you could probably get away with them as they are. But they are cute, I do like them. And then these ones here are super tiny and definitely more in like fall color vibes. So you've got like your reds, your pink, your whites, blues, and blacks. I thought these ones might have a little curve, but I don't think so either. But these ones are definitely small enough to where it might not matter. Like, how cute is that? Yeah, I really like these ones. I like their shape too. Speaking of cutesy tiny things, I got some little silverware charms. These have been super popular as of late. And again, there's something that I could potentially sculpt myself. It would just take a really long time. So I thought I'd pick up some charms. They're so adorable. They had them in both gold and silver. But yeah, here are the silverware charms. You get little spoons and little forks. How precious is that? And they're super tiny, so perfect for like little food nails. I'll have fun with these. I got some little foil cutouts. I don't remember what these are called. I'll try to insert the name. There's something specific you want to search for if you're looking for these, but I just got them in assorted shapes. So yeah, you just got a variety of little star shapes, a couple hearts in there too. I just thought they were cute, and they're really good for aquarium nails. It's been a hot minute since I've done an aquarium nail, honestly, and I'm kind of missing it. So I might have to do another aquarium set soon. Let me know down in the comments, are you a fan of aquarium nails? Because these would be perfect for something like that. Speaking of stars, I ordered these. They're a longer set of dangly charms. So it's a bow with some stars dangling from it. They are quite large, you can see that here, but the nice thing is they have a good curve to them. So they are going to sit flush to the nail when you glue it down. And then they have a couple dangling chains, and on the end of one is this cute little star. And I just thought these were so cool. They'd be good for like maybe a Y2K set. Such cool charms. I love a good dangle charm. They're super impractical, and I don't know how I'd feel wearing them all the time, but I love the look. All right, and then in terms of other obnoxiously large charms, I found a seller that was selling these butterfly wings, and are these not absolutely stunning? I don't know. Again, super impractical, and they're gigantic, which I did know. I did see a full picture of the size, but they were just too pretty to pass up. So these are definitely going to be like for a special set. I'm thinking like fairy, magical, lots of chrome, lots of cat eye. But basically it's an alloy body here with some crystals. And then these I think are just like nylon. It's that like plasticky feeling fabric. So even if they got wet, I think they would dry pretty quickly. The back does have a little bit of a curve to it, so it is going to sit flush on the nail, at least the metallic charm. Obviously this part's gonna stick out. And it's very large, it's very big. Definitely maybe like a thumbnail accent, but they're just so pretty. They had a bunch of colors too. So I got the purple, and then I'm sorry, but these pink ones, excuse me? These ones are stunning. I really like the pink and gold combination. The wings have like veins running through them that you can see that are sort of like a darker purpley color. And then look at the details in that gold alloy. That's just so stunning. Unfortunately, these ones are not curved in the back, but the connection area is much smaller. You can see like it's a very small connection point. So even though it's not curved, that metal is still gonna sit flush on the nail, and then the wings will just stick out. But I really like these ones. Fairies are probably one of my favorite magical creatures. When I was a kid, we used to write to the fairies. It was definitely my mom who was writing back to us, but we would write little fairy notes and leave them in the garden, and then later on, we would get notes back. We'd also leave out like our doll clothes. I don't know if you guys remember Polly Pocket, but we would leave out the doll clothes for the, the fairies to use. Now these I think were pricey, but I cannot wait to try them out and use them. But the last charms I do have are these little sea stars. I got them this summer and I just haven't had a chance to haul them yet. So they're not the most seasonally appropriate, but they were super pretty. You only get a few of them because they are more of a high quality charm. If you look here, super detailed. It's a couple of sea stars connected by some pearls and some gemstones. They are curved on the back, which I appreciate. They have that slight curve there to sit a little bit more flat on the nail. Yeah, I just thought these ones were really pretty, so I am happy to have these ones. In other decorative items, I did pick up some flakes. I wanted just that like unicorn iridescent flake in the like teal to pink shift, which is exactly what these are. They are on the smaller side, which I appreciate. I'm hoping that they're quite thin so that they'll lay flat on the nail. Let me see. I'll go ahead and open it. Hopefully I don't make a huge mess of this. Oh boy, it's hard to open. What is going on here? Okay, there we go. Ooh. See, these are good for marble looks if you layer some flakes under a syrup polish, syrup gel, and then top it with maybe some glitter inks and some white inks for the veins. And it is very thin. So these will lay flat on the nail, which is what I was looking for. And I'm already making a mess. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this, but it is quite pretty. I'm excited to try it out. Ooh, this with maybe those fairy wings from earlier. That would be gorgeous. All right, and we are on to nail stickers. So I did get quite a few stickers, which again, why am I doing this? I don't know. I don't need stickers, but I just saw these and couldn't help it. So I will go ahead and open them up and show you. First off are these really cool like gothic animal and cross stickers that I thought would be really neat for Halloween. They are from U2 Nail Art, and they're kind of like the embossed 4D texture. You can see there they're a bit raised. I don't know if you can see, but when you shift them in the light, they have like little iridescent patches. Very detailed too. So I just wanted to get these for maybe a simple Halloween type look. It's a really interesting combo because you have like a couple bats, what looks like a foxtail, and then a whale. So I don't know if there's significance to that. If you can think of maybe a reason those three animals, let me know. I mean, the bat and the wolf make sense, but then the whale's kind of throwing me, I'll be honest. But they're pretty. Similarly, these are just some gothic arches, but they came in a set of 4. Again, just some like gothic designs. These are like the tops of cathedrals and arches that you would find in some sort of gothic mansion or building. More intricate black designs. Like something like this would be very, very difficult for me to hand paint. And so when I do go for stickers, I try to go for the ones that I couldn't easily hand paint. Ooh, these would be good with the 3D mold that I showed you earlier, the one with the filigree designs. Would be very nice together. And then keeping with the Halloween theme, I just got these belts here. I thought I ordered a different set. Ones that were not like the shiny kind, but the embossed kind. I'll be honest, I don't love the glitter for the metal fastenings. I thought I got ones that were just straight metallic. So yeah, these aren't my favorite, I'll be honest. They would get the job done, don't get me wrong. It's just not exactly what I was looking for. I would prefer metallic rather than the silver glitter. But yeah, I wanted just some belts. All right, and then the last sort of like spooky stickers come from Temico, but they are these really cool like anime girl inspired stickers. They remind me of Junjo Ito, his art, especially like this one here. But yeah, they're just prints of like anime girl eyes and some skulls. Again, very Halloween themed. I had every intention of doing like a simple Halloween set with some stickers and some charms. And maybe I'll still have time, but I am quickly running out of time. Also from that brand, I got these stickers here, which are like little 3D fastenings for a qipao. So I mentioned before, I was adopted from China. So unfortunately, I don't know as much as I probably should about my own history, about my own culture. Not from my parents not trying, they did. I just wasn't interested as a teenager. But I definitely had like a qipao that I would wear for special occasions when I was younger, as a kid. Come on, there we go. And I don't know, I know that these like fastenings are really kind of trendy right now, which feels a little bit weird to say about something that is, I guess, culturally significant, but I just think they're really pretty. I did learn some Chinese knot tying in Chinese camp when I was younger. I just think the art form is really pretty. And then I saw these lace stickers. These are another 3D sticker. And they're just a really pretty sky blue with the white lace. And I liked all the variety of designs on here. So I would definitely recommend these ones. I think they're gorgeous. I could see them being really good for like a cinema roll set too. All right, and speaking of some traditional art, I did find these stickers and I knew that they were going to be big, but these are quite big to be honest. Yeah, these are large. I believe they're actually water decals though. So the nice thing about water decals is that you can cut them down. You can kind of like mold them to your nail a little bit easier than like a thicker sticker, but they were just too pretty to not get. I mean, look at how intricate and detailed. I'm really hoping they're not AI. Like, I don't know. This one, like, what are some of, I don't know what that swirl is. So the more I'm looking at this, the more I'm thinking, unfortunately, maybe, I don't know. It's looking a little AI-like, but from a distance, they're really pretty. So we'll see. And then last but not least, I got some cute kitten stickers, just some fun like little meme cat stickers to do maybe like some junk nails. In fun news, I actually got a new kitten this week. So it's been a busy past couple weeks because of two things. I got a new cat. I also got really sick for about a week. And then I guess three things, the quarter ended at school. So I was knee deep in trying to grade kids projects. I was super sick with a fever and a cough and stuffy nose. And then we had a kitten who obviously, you know, demands a lot of attention. So I've had quite the past couple weeks, which is partly why my upload schedule has been a little bit all over the place. I do really appreciate the patience as I'm trying to get back on a slightly more consistent upload schedule. I really want to do Friday uploads. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to. I might have to shift to Saturday uploads. So let me know down in the comments if that's good for you or if you really prefer Friday or if there's another day of the week. Yeah, because I'm trying to catch up. I'm trying to get to a consistent place, but it's been a little bit challenging and quite frankly, feeling a little bit of burnout. So I might be taking a break here just for a week sometime soon. We'll see. But yeah, I accidentally ordered 2 packs of stickers, so now I have like multiple duplicates of some of these cats, but I especially like the sheet here. The little cats with the hats on, they're super cute. And that's actually it for the nail items. I did just want to quickly show off these. I have been following this artist on Instagram. I'll put her handle up in the corner, but she makes absolutely beautiful handmade Chinese knot key charms. Unfortunately, she only makes a select amount and then they sell out super quick on Etsy, but her next drop isn't going to be until I think she said after the holidays. Me being the crazy person that I am, thought to myself, well, maybe I'll try making one of my own. So I purchased some tassels and just some beads. And I wanted to show them because these ones especially I felt were a little bit misleading on the website. Granted, they're cheap, okay? I can tell that they're cheap. I didn't pay that much for them. But these really bright neon ones here were definitely showing more as like a nice sort of pastel sage green. Same with these pink ones. These ones aren't as obnoxiously colored, but they are really shiny. They definitely look cheap, and granted, they were cheaper, but I just wanted to include them because I will link them if you like them. Hey, get them. But if you're looking for like nice quality tassels, Temu and Ali, probably not the place to go. If anybody has any recommendations for me, I've never purchased something like this, but I would like to spend a little bit more money on like a nicer quality product. So if anybody has bought them before and can point me in the right direction, please let me know in the comments. I would love that. These ones here, I did spend a little bit more on, and you can tell the quality difference right away. Like just looking at these strands between these ones and these ones, these are smaller, more tightly woven. This is a pack of 5 and this is a pack of like, I think 40 or something ridiculous. These ones definitely more worth it than I would say these ones. And in the same vein, I bought these butterfly beads and they're pretty. Don't get me wrong, but they're also like violently green, like very, very bright neon green. And that wasn't, it's not the vibe I'm going for. The vibe I'm going for actually is these ones here. These ones now are like a really nice pastel jade green. Not jade, I would say, but like, I don't know, they're just more toned down. You can see the difference. So I will definitely use these. Let me take one out and show you. Now these ones I would definitely recommend. They have like a little iridescence to them too. And then the back is like an ombre green, like a marbled green. So I really like these beads. I think they're super pretty. You could use them for a lot of different style keychains. So I will definitely link these because I think they're good quality. And then similarly, I think these pink ones were from the same seller. So these are just the pink version. Now these ones are a little bit brighter. I do wish these ones were a tiny bit more muted because they're almost getting to that point of being like a little garish for me. But they are still pretty, and they have a really nice like purple iridescence, like a purple blue that I think contrasts nicely with the pink beads. So yeah, they're cute. I just wish they were like a teeny tiny bit more pastel. That's all. All right, and last but not least is the Sepia collection. Now this is from the nail. If you are in the US, unfortunately, it is not available to customers at Sweetie Nail Supply. I purchased this one from Zillabu myself. If you are looking for From the Nail, you'll have to go to a different distributor in the US. But if you're in Canada, or I believe like the UK and other European countries, you can get From the Nail from Sweetie Nail Supply. But this is, it's not a new collection, it's actually an older one. I don't want to admit this, I got this last Black Friday. Crazy, I've not had time. I don't know. Life is crazy. But I never got around to swatching it. So let's go ahead and do some swatches. But it's this lovely set of like muted pastel colors. And it is a magnetic gel set. They are shimmery magnetic gels. So they're not going to be sparkly. They're going to be more of that like glowy look. And again, they're just really pretty neutral colors. So let me bring out some swatch sticks and we'll swatch these. The From the Nail bottles are probably some of my favorite bottles in Korean gel polish. Just, they're so pretty. I love their packaging, their labeling. This is FG217. Ooh, it's actually quite a bit deeper than I thought it was going to be. And it is a thicker formula. If you can see here. Which I personally, I don't mind a thicker formula in a magnetic gel. I think it's easier to get a nice layer of it. Yeah, that's really pretty. Since it is a magnetic gel, it's going to be a little bit sheer just because those particles need to be able to shine through the base color. And then I'm going to use my rod magnet from Sweetie Nail Supply. This is a Yogo Mayo cylindrical magnet. I love this thing. It's so strong. This is definitely a glowy collection. You can see there, it's like a nice subtle shimmer, but it does have a nice shine to it. See if I can actually get that swirl design. Okay, I'm gonna have to play around with that. It's a lot more powerful than I thought it was actually, this little thing. Of course I was off camera, but I kind of got it to work there. I just went really quickly. I just went once really quickly, and you get a little bit of the swirl. I just think this magnetizes too easily, which honestly is a good problem to have. You want your polish to work, right? So yeah, I'll just have to play around with that smaller magnet. So here's 217. Up next is 218, which this one is just a slightly more cool toned pink. Ooh, yeah, I really like this color. So yeah, as I was saying, I am just feeling a little bit burnt out. I love making content, don't get me wrong. I love doing nails, but sometimes when things become for me like an obligation, it becomes a little bit harder to do. And so I've been trying to keep like a really strict upload schedule. I have these goals that I've set for myself, all self-imposed, of course. But yeah, it's been a little bit difficult as of late. And then there are some things that I also want to change about how I do content, like my tutorials. I love doing nail art tutorials. That's what I started with, really. But they don't seem to perform super well. So I'm thinking of switching up how I do them, making them a little bit more like vlog style almost. Definitely still keeping all of the steps and still trying to keep them like informative, but just showing in real time some more of my like thought process and how I approach mistakes and things like that. So let me know if that's potentially something that sounds interesting to you. If that sounds like a good way to change things up a little bit. I'm always up for experimenting with my content. And here's 18. This one's probably my favorite so far. I know we're only two in, but it might end up being my favorite overall. It's just a really nice neutral pink. All right, in 219, it almost looks like a tan or like rust color. Oh, it's a little more cool tone than I thought. Okay. From the Nail really does have some gorgeous magnetic gels, honestly. I think it's one of the pinks from the Angel Eyes collection. That's super pretty. It's like a hollow pink. Here is 19. All right, and 20 looks to be maybe like a tan color. Let's see. Nope, okay, I was mistaken. I would say the bottles are a little bit more on the warm side than the actual polish inside. Which I guess that makes sense. It is called the Sepia collection, so all of them are going to be a little bit more of like a neutral warm tone. Gosh, I remember using the Sepia filter way too much in middle and high school. Back in the good old days of overly edited Instagram and Facebook pictures. All right, and here is color 20. This is a nice beige. I do like this color. And here is 21. Ooh, so this one's even more cool toned. It's almost like a gray, a warm toned gray. It's pretty. Right, number 21. It's quite subtle, but in a good way. This would be like a really nice background color. All right, and then number 22 looks a little bit more yellow toned. Yeah, okay, so this is like a true sepia color. Sepia? I am liking this formula quite a bit because you can do a slightly thicker layer to get a nice buildup of that cat eye pigment. You get a good shine out of it. And it doesn't seem very streaky at all. We have 22. All right, and then the last 3 colors I'm really excited for. This is number 23, and it's this beautiful purple color. That's such a pretty lavender. Yeah, that's a really nice subtle purple. This one I think to get the nice vibrancy from the color would do with 2 layers really well, or like this layered over a matching base. 24 is this kind of like deep blue. Ooh, yeah, it's like a silvery blue. Oh, this one's really pretty. This one might be my favorite. Here's the blue, definitely a fave from this collection for me. And last but not least is a lighter kind of like Cinderella blue. Ooh, and that one has a really pretty tone to it. This is a really good winter color too. See you doing like snowflakes on top, maybe some textured white, or even like as a base for a sweater look. All right, and that's the last color. Definitely another favorite from this set. All right, and then here are all of the 9 colors from the Sepia collection. I am happy to have finally swatched this one. I'm glad I brought them out because these are perfect like fall winter colors, honestly. So if you like a shiny magnetic gel, more of this like glowy look, I do think they're really nice. They activate super easily. The formula is a nice like medium thickness consistency. And if you like the colors, then I would definitely recommend the collection. All right, so that was everything for this haul. I hope you enjoyed it. I just wanted to do again something a little bit more casual because I've been in a little bit of a video rut, not nail rut, because I've actually been loving the nails that I've made recently. If you haven't checked out my last 2 design videos, I've done some really cool claw nails. And yeah, let me know what you think about potentially more kind of like process-focused nail art videos where I do more in real time rather than doing like all of the recording after the fact, the voiceover and things like that. And do maybe like some more vlog style edits for it. I really like watching vlog style content. Some of my favorite nail artists like Peachy Nail Co. and Emily Susanna, of course, long hair pretty nails are just a little bit more like vlog like, and so I want to delve more into that kind of content. But I do want to keep doing tutorials because those are my favorite, along with these hauls and things like that. But thank you so much, guys, for being here. I cannot believe I am hopefully about to hit 10K. I do want to do a celebratory giveaway for that milestone, so make sure you are subscribed. Hopefully that will be soon. Reminders that I have my Discord link down below if you would like to join that community there. I have my nail templates available for anyone to use if you would like help in planning a set. And then all my discount codes are in a link tree down below. I am a Sweetie Nail Supply brand ambassador, so if you would like to use code GETPRESSED to save 10%, it really helps out the channel and allows me to buy more fun goodies like these to share with you all. But I think I've done enough yapping for today, so I hope you all are having a wonderful day wherever you are, and I will see you all for the next one. Bye!